Andrew McCarthy is interested in more than just a good... Listen, he's having no trouble...
Could you say it again?
He feller in the white...
On your screen.
Said earlier, Steve,
It's simple for...
Program on therapeutic fiber.
Head to Broadway by way of football, boxing,
Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to Good Morning, Darlings. My name is Miss Iridescent, and I thought I would start today's show with a poem. Roses are red, all nuns dressed the same. I know this sounds stupid, but I lost the game. And I just got a bunch of thumbs down. I love y'all so much. Hi, good morning. It's the middle of December. This is my little angel over the manger look. Although I look like, I really look like an old hooker because of this makeup. We're playing with things. We're doing techniques. We're trying things. It's fine. It's exciting. I am super excited to be here. I am actually rested because this is the first and only thing I'm doing in drag today. I'm so happy. I gotta go to work after, but still, I am so happy. But yeah, things have been crazy. I hope you enjoyed the little vlog thing that came out. I might do more of them because it's easy. And now that I have a new phone, I can just hey, it's just check-ins. Y'all don't have to see the behind the scenes. I might do sewing stuff, but we'll see. So if you're only listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whenever I remember to upload the other ones, make sure you're following me on YouTube at Iridescent so you can see the full video and see what I fucking look like. Because I put on a wig for you. I put on nails for y'all. Week 2 of nails. I think I'm going to try and continue a thing, or I'm just going to get more gloves. But with this dress, Fashion Nova, we love. I'm almost finished with it. I'm going to add some feathers to the sleeves to make it look more Cher-ish because of my knockoff Bob Mackie. I bleached my hair, my synthetic plastic hair. What's going on? Kanye's a Nazi. I mean, at the time we're filming this, he's fully a Nazi. At the time we're filming this, he just got cut off Twitter. And then everyone's trying to give technicalities or explain him. Bitch, don't explain him. He doesn't fucking know. You get off his dick. What the fuck? All I posted was, there's no excuse to be a Kanye fan right now. And yet people are out here making excuses, and I'm like, bitch, I think saying Nazis are bad is not a controversial statement that needs an and then or a but. But that's just me. Fuck it. It's stupid. I don't care. And then somebody told me to save my peace, and I agree. I am saving my peace. However, it's a great way to weed out your friends, to see who's stupid or who you don't know or who might be horrible. Because when you post controversial stuff like that, Billy Joe in Connecticut, who you've never met, is gonna have something to say, and then you're like, why are you on my friends list? Bye. Because it is I don't know, Facebook's weird. Facebook's for personal people and then slightly for business work. But I feel if you want to be a fan, which is weird because I don't think I got fans, but if you're a chaser, follow us on Instagram. Give us the likes. Follow us on TikTok. Fuck it. Subscribe to the YouTube, bitch. There are other ways to support us without trying to be personally. And they all have DMable abilities. So it's not even I don't know. I really do feel Facebook's for people you should know or have at least met physically, or that you're a fan of and want to work with. But I mean entertainers, being a fan of a different entertainer and being friends because you might work together in the difference. But if you don't perform or do stand-up or do anything, why? We're not related. I don't fucking know you. It's not even a professional thing. It's LinkedIn for people who don't feel like being that professional. It's wild. But yeah, that's crazy. Facebook's wild. Y'all need to chill out. Twitter's wild too. Everything's crazy. I'm not really someone who's been festive and want to Little House on the Prairie live my life. However, with the way social media is going, I'm so close to just being fuck it and getting off of the ugh. I already have my no people days where I'll like post stuff, but I won't respond to anybody, which I love you. It's just, it's for my peace of mind. Because somebody pointed out, we as humans aren't meant to be known by this many people. Or like have an awareness where everyone can tell you their opinion, or be surrounded by that much negativity. It's just wild. Not us getting deep at the beginning, or just my annoying ass rant. But yeah, no. Christmas is coming up. I'm so fucking excited. If I think this is correct, you can catch me this weekend at Paramore for brunch. One of the days, check the Insta at the Bubble Babes so you can find out which one it is. I've been having so much fun planning looks and doing all sorts of things and buying new wigs and just getting to do what I love. I appreciate you so much. I believe after this we have 2 more episodes, if my math is correct. And then, yeah, 2 more episodes of this season. I'm very grateful and so happy. I know I talked about being grateful and happy last time, but it's because it's true. And I am grateful and happy. And any of you who have watched every single episode, or at least like tuned in or shared or anything, I really do appreciate it, because like, this is my baby. And today we have a very extra special guest. The man who has been... well, you haven't seen or heard him, but he's the reason this looks so good and that this looks so stunning. And he represents this, and it's so stunning. I'm like so excited to finally interview him. He has been busy for weeks. It is so hard to lock him down with his busy schedule. But he has kept the lights on, and like literally so stunning. I'm so excited. Let me get him. Surprise, Patrick Christopher.
Hey, what's up? Good time. You should have warned me a little bit. Like, I was not ready to come in. Well, I was in the bathroom, but all good. Good timing on that.
It's fine. At least your pants were on.
At least.
How are you?
I'm good, man. It looks good on this side.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been surrounded by this much light before.
No, I haven't. It's all on you, by the way. Like, you're like shining over there, but
thanks, my
looking
disco
good.
balls.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Something subtle for evening.
Yeah. Is this your Mariah Carey look, or
It was. I have my Mariah wig in the car.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm doing share with it not whenever y'all are seeing this, but this weekend I'm doing share with it, and I'm adding feathers all in the sleeves.
Yeah.
To make it look stupid, because they were like, you have to wear white, and I was like, technically this is white.
Yeah, there's
It's
white.
got nude, but it's white, so we love a technicality.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, I'm just gonna go out butt naked and be like, I'm white. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have you gone out like in like a bikini or anything like that? What's the least amount of clothing covering that you've
I've worn
gone
just
out
duct
in?
tape, not like, but with tights. I had tights on and duct tape,
Oh,
but that
okay.
was when I was younger, just so I could say I did it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really like 2 pieces just because of how I do the science of my body.
Yeah.
The most I'll wear is what we call slingshots, that are like cut down to here and then real low back, and I don't have to corset or anything.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm working on one for the roast coming up, unless my math's wrong, guys. I don't know the calendar, but I think the roast may be happening this weekend or have already happened.
Oh, yeah. The
something
roast
like
of
it. So
Michelle Cantu, huh?
Yeah, I'm either super excited about it or really happy it happened. Oh my goodness. So you are a mogul of media.
I try. I dabble.
You have your own company.
Yeah.
Like your whole own company.
Yeah. Well, I put my name on a lot of things, and it doesn't make me any money. But yeah, well, I didn't want to give them any money, you know?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That part.
But yeah, dude, I got the Babacoa Core Studios, and then the podcasting and comedy, and yeah, that's about it right now.
See, that's a lot. So let's see. It's Pat Outta Hell.
Pat Outta Hell, yeah.
Duderman Homie Bro.
Mm-hmm.
And then you produce Los Dos Marihuanos.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
And is there another one that you produce? Or is that
no,
it?
And then yours.
Damn.
Yeah. Which you're my favorite client because you do all the work. I just got to turn the lights on and then you do everything else. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, let's do this.
And you're great because you're very like you're so chill off stage.
Yeah.
But like, and you don't give out pity laughs, which I really appreciate. I hate somebody that like laughs to be supportive.
Yeah.
But occasionally I'll actually get you to chuckle, and it makes me so happy.
You're hilarious, and like I would laugh louder, but like I'm holding it back. I mean, you're pretty good at what you do. You know comedy.
Thank you. I just like to fuck with you because I'm like, if I can get him to actually make a sound,
Yeah.
then we're doing good. It's a good day.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal. Is just to fuck you up.
And when I met you, the first time I met you, you came in like guns a blazing and shit. We didn't know what was going on. I don't know if y'all saw that episode. It's crazy.
It was great. It's all Jacob's fault, you fucking dick. No.
And like you had like insider information. I was like, who are you, dude?
Like I started to, because I watched y'all's episodes to kind of get a feel for y'all.
Okay.
Beforehand, because he was like, hey, I would like you to come roast these guys, and I'm like, okay, down. I'm so down. And then I had to go to work after that, which was real fun.
Yeah.
But because I looked crazy, not like a normal person like this, a sad clown, Celine Dion with peroxide. No,
Yeah.
So he like told me he wanted me to roast y'all, which I had never met, and it's kind of hard to roast people if you don't know them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very weird. Like I've been actually writing jokes for the roast, just because like I've said repeatedly I don't write comedy. I write out roast things that I need because I need to see it and hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But like just going up there and talking and doing stand up, for me that's easy. I can just talk for hours and make them chuckle. But roasts, you have to be very clever, because if you're going to be offensive, it better be funny.
It has to be funny.
I feel like the
or else it's
punchline
just rude.
Yeah. So it was very much like okay, let me start writing this out. And I was just watching y'all and wrote, and then he told me a little bit about y'all, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we'll take that into consideration. And like I wrote like a whole page, and then I only used like a few of them because I forgot most of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was wild. It was funny after the fact, but it took me by surprise. I was like, "What is?" And then, to be honest, that was the first time being close to a drag queen.
Oh no, I could tell you had that face of like, I'm gonna be supportive because the camera's on.
Yeah, I'm an ally. You're cool.
No, literally, and then all this shit happened. It was so good.
I was like,
it was
because we were on a bad side of town too. I was like, go outside, just go outside.
Oh, I don't get that scared. I'm huge. Like I'm 6 foot something out of drag, and then in drag with my hair up. Usually it's even bigger. So I'm like,
yeah.
I like to say that I look human enough so people don't get scared, but different enough where people are like, what?
Yeah, for sure. And then after we met, I went back and did my research on you, and saw that you were doing like comedy for a while. So like, I'm surprised we haven't worked together before.
I know, well, because it's so few and far between.
Yeah.
And it's not. I haven't been actively doing open mics. So every time I've done comedy, it's literally been, "Hey, come do the show," and I'm like,
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, man, that's
which
scary.
is great to be requested.
That's scary though, like to go and not like. I like to practice. I don't like the open mics, but I like the practice. I like before I go to a show. And you're just like hopping on shows to shows. I was like,
I like the pressure of being like, this is going to be funny because I'm willing it to be funny. And then I've had moments where people like, I host shows, and I don't know how it is for like hosting for comedians, but like you say the same, you have similar jokes that you say every time just to kind of like they're under the lamb, and those are your go-tos. And sometimes audiences won't laugh at them, even though an audience before laughed. Yeah. And I love to be the one to be like, oh, well, I thought it was funny, fuck y'all, and then go move on.
Sure, yeah.
How to tell the audience to fuck off without being like hateful. Yeah,
it's tough to be the host and then tell the audience to fuck off, because like you're you don't want to ruin it for everybody else that has to come up.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like the disguise, not the disguise, I don't want to be rude, but like the whole makeup, the whole get up. There you go.
Oh, I have permission to do anything.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes.
And what's great is looking like this is the bar's already low for me to be funny, because they're like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah. And
then it just so happens that there is the funny behind it.
I've never seen an unfunny drag person though.
I have.
Yeah.
So many. It's just they're usually not the ones with the mic.
Okay.
Everyone is like a usually funny personality, but it doesn't always translate to stage, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, the people I've had on here I know them and I know their sense of humor. I'm not gonna have someone on the show that's not very entertaining.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Did you get more? I don't know why I'm interviewing you. This is
I
your
know
podcast.
you
One more question, then you can
you're
like.
Fine. I think
me.
it's great.
Did you get more comfortable after you started dressing up, or were you already like comfortable in your humor, or you know what I mean?
I mean, this is how my family is.
Okay, yeah.
Not as raunchy, like I said last week on Thanksgiving, my aunts were like, "What are you doing a podcast and y'all can't watch it because it's really fucked up." But as far as like just goofy and the sensibilities, it's just all the things I grew up with, and so that's always kind of been there. Mm-hmm. Plus, when I was in college, somebody told me I wasn't funny, and I kind of was like took that to heart.
That's the worst. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, no, and so it made me really work at it and get better at it.
Yeah,
because I was like, well, fuck you.
That's cool, man. Because I would think like the dressing up kind of just like, oh, I'm a new character.
Oh,
now.
I used to do theater, and this is me, but amplified. Like,
yeah,
I think we've talked out of drag, and it's still the similar like.
Yes.
Nothing really changes. I don't change my voice. It's just how I look. I'm a lot louder, I guess, because I am kind of more out of drag, I'm more reserved-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But my brain still works the same.
All right, I get
So
it.
it's just, and it's like sometimes I'll see the funny in things, or I'll see something super horrible. Like there's this horrible homeschool joke I have to tell you after. I can't say it on the pod. It's fucked up. Or well,
Yeah.
no.
It's up to you. You're doing all the work. I don't have to edit nothing.
We'll see if I edit it out. Based on your reaction, I'll tell. What was it? I messaged my friend today, and I was like, if a homeschool kid kills his parents, does it count as a school shooting? That means I'm cutting it out. Cool.
It depends on what time of day. If it's school hours, you know what I mean? If it's after hours, that's free time.
So if it's between like
If it's before
8
3,
to 4,
yeah. That's a school shooting.
But afterwards, it's a domestic disturbance.
Yeah, there you go.
And the whole reason that I thought of this is because did you hear about, well, this will be old news by the time this comes out, but there was a 10-year-old who shot his mom and killed her. I know that's shocking because she wouldn't buy him a virtual reality headset.
Real. I see. My first thing was like, oh, was that an accident? But
No.
he did it on purpose.
It's like, you're going to give me the thing. Like, that's horrible. Don't kill your parents. Also, if
Jeez.
you're under 18, you shouldn't be watching this, but don't kill your parents.
And the sad thing about that, like that 10-year-old probably didn't know how like definite or in life ending that is, because you play games like, oh, I come back to life.
Oh, respawn.
Yeah, 10 years old. Oh man, my niece and
It's
nephews just turned 10 years. I can't even imagine them.
See, that's
doing anything
what's
like that.
wild. Because when I was younger, like, I remember seeing the first laptops and the first smartphones.
Yeah.
Well, not the first laptops, the big ones, but like.
Yeah, I saw the first
smartphones.
laptop.
Okay. How old are you?
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all downhill from here, man.
No, like, I turned 30 in 2 years, and I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die, because I'm like ancient in gay years, which is wild.
Oh, that's right. You and Jacob are the same age, dude.
That's
He's
crazy.
a baby, dude.
Isn't
Yeah,
it wild?
it's crazy.
And I'm more successful. Just kidding, Jacob. You're good at what you do.
He looks gross in a wig.
Not mine. No. Oh, so okay, we've covered school shootings, we've covered fucked up things.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy?
I would say about like 4 or 5 years, and well, because of the pandemic, I don't know if that year counts or that half a year counts or
Don't you
whatever.
feel so much older because of the pandemic?
Uh,
Like time
yeah, I
moved
guess
so much
so.
crazier.
Yeah, dude. Like it's only been 2 years, but it feels like 3 or 4, right?
I have so like there's just a fuzzy gap in my memory
Yeah.
from what happened.
Yeah. So I would say like 5 years. Been doing it for 5 years.
Okay, and how many years would you think you're good? And I only say that because if you watch his latest podcast, unless he does another one before this comes out,
Yeah.
he's very hard on himself. So
I am.
how-
I'm very hard on myself. I think I've been good for about I'll say a year.
okay.
Yeah. Like comfortably good. Like I feel like I could just like go onto any stage and then do the thing. That took me a long time to feel like I'm just now coming into my
Just from the big,
my
hey, we need
own.
someone show up
Yeah.
and do it. And
yeah,
be like,
I
okay.
could do that. Yeah. Before I would not answer the phone. If I knew that it was a show opportunity, I wouldn't jump at it.
See, and I think it's because like doing drag, I would do it with family who didn't know. So they ended up thinking I was going out every night, and that's why I had to tell them, because I was like, no, I don't party. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
But so any growth, all the like getting better was just on stage.
Yeah.
So I always equated, okay, they want me to come do something. Well, they're calling me for a reason, so let's go.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
My thing was like I didn't want to like any bad impression. Like if that's gonna be the first time that somebody saw me, like the year 1 and 4, between year 1 and 4, I didn't want it to be like bad, you know, because to me I feel like a bad first impression will last forever. So I mean I was hitting mics, I was doing that, and like I was comfortable just doing the open mics, but I didn't really start. I mean I was doing shows here and there, but my first year I didn't jump on any shows. And then I would do it sporadically, and now I'm just like, put me on your show, you know, like put me on that stage, you know, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm still hard on myself. I think you have to be. I think,
Oh yeah, we're our worst critic because we'll always see the little flaws.
yeah, I think you always want to like drive yourself to be better, to do better, you know,
You
like
should.
don't settle on anything.
There are people who've been doing like, I'm sure it's the same in comedy, but who've been like doing drag for years and their makeup hasn't gotten better, their performance hasn't gotten better.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are comedians that are passably funny, and by that I mean they will get the minimum laughs per minute that a promoter would need, but there's nothing new. They're not really developing anything.
Yeah,
It's kind of like, well, I know what I'm going to see at this person's show.
And it's fine, man. I mean, like, I am very critical of people. I've said my opinions on different podcasts on my own and stuff. I have haters out there, and it's fine. It's not without reason. I've said things about people that they've may not agree with, but to me, it's just like I'm realizing that people do this for different reasons. People do this as a hobby. People do this to make friends. You know, there's a lot of people like comics that just go out just to hang out and stuff, and that's fine. But like I got into this to be good at comedy, you know. So I
feel that
we all have different reasons for doing what we do, even though we're all doing kind of the same thing.
In drag, we have this saying, all drag is valid, and it relates to comedy in the sense of just because all drag is valid does not mean all drag is good or needs to get paid on stage.
For sure.
Have fun at open mics, but if you're like just doing it just to have fun and socialize, give those spots to somebody else who's like fighting for it.
Yeah, who's really working
like,
on the new joke.
This is everything they've wanted to do. Now, and that's not to say like, oh, sure, I'll do it. Because, you know, things are multifaceted. It's not like nobody can know your intention. But if you know you're there just to meet friends.
Yeah.
That's cool. Just hang out, have fun. If you do a friendly showcase, that's fine. But if it's like a competition or something, maybe you give the spot to somebody who's
really going to use that time wisely. Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I respect everybody that picks up a microphone. Everybody.
It takes so much
it takes so much courage to get on stage, to get in front of strangers, to get in front of anybody, pick up a mic and say your thoughts. So I respect everybody that does it. If I think they're funny, that's completely separate.
That part. Audience members, just letting you know, if you want to see what happens when comics, like if you're not supportive of your comics, watch The Joker. If you want that to happen, you better laugh.
Yeah,
imagine.
I love The Joker.
Bully them. Oh my God, that's the one time Natasha. You remember Natasha? She making plans with her is so hard. We have to start 4 hours in advance before when I want to go because she'll do maybe.
Yeah.
And then let me take my medicine first.
Yeah.
Well, I guess until we finally get there. The one time I called her, hey, want to go see Joker? Yeah. What time?
Yeah.
I was like, what? And it was like in like 10 minutes. She's like, okay, I'll be there. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then we watched it, and she was just like, I really enjoyed that. And I'm like. You're a monster.
Yeah. The Joker, I think, was the last movie that I saw in theaters because the whole time I was just waiting for somebody to start shooting. Like that idea got in my head. Like, oh, they're gonna shoot. Because remember the last Batman?
I still have never seen that one because I remember
that was great.
I remember when it had happened. I saw the new one in theaters. Loved it. But I just hadn't. I still haven't even seen it. Even though you can, I think you can watch it on HBO Max or something.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it just because, like, I don't know. I associate it with that memory, and also like. Anne Hathaway as Catwoman didn't really interest me purely because of Michelle Pfeiffer. Because it was so good. And also after seeing Halle Berry's, I was like, I don't think...
Halle Berry's was crazy, though.
Yeah, but...
I like Michelle Pfeiffer, but they got her just at the right time. Any more, like, any older than that, it would have been, like, weird.
But I think she was the perfect amount of, like... psycho and like her duality was great and it really worked for the character because that movie is so good. The original two Tim Burton's are great, although my all-time favorite, are you a superhero fan?
I like Batman, that's about it.
Okay, see, my controversial statement, he's about to walk off. One of my favorite movies of all time is Batman and Robin, unironically. But purely because of Uma Thurman, because she knew what movie it was going to be. Everybody else is in different films, but she knew what the movie was going to be. So, like, her energy and the way she says things is the only thing that makes sense in the entire universe.
Maybe. I got to check it out. But that was a Clooney one, right?
Yeah,
Clooney and,
he was horrible.
Who was Robin?
Chris O'Donnell. He was fine in the one with the Riddler.
Yeah.
But, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger was Arnold Schwarzenegger painted silver.
Yeah.
It was so bad, but she was great. Like... And that's why I loved it. That's why I haven't a fit. I think that was the first drag queen I ever saw.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Did you like the new one?
Which one's the new one?
With Robert Pattinson.
I haven't seen it. You mean emo Batman? No.
No, it's so good.
I remember when that trailer first came out, I made a meme with that. Remember when Garth Brooks went to that rock star thing?
Yes.
Chris Gaines. So I put a Chris Gaines picture and I put the new Batman logo. I was like, I'm not really sure about this thing. And it was like,
stupid.
That's not him.
See, I saw it like 4 times in theaters. It's so long, but it's so good. I like that version of Catwoman. Who else is in it? There's a bunch of like, without spoiling it, there's a bunch of different characters that are villains or just characters in the comics.
Yeah.
And I like that instead of like Whereas most superhero movies, a new challenger is approaching, from the Joker, and then oh my God, there's Catwoman and the Penguin. Oh my God, and now there's the Riddler and Two-Face. Like they're only at a time. This had a bunch of different characters that are a bunch of different villains, and they all existed in the same world.
Oh, you know what? This was the one where what's his face was Penguin.
Colin Farrell.
I have seen it then. Yes.
Yeah,
I have seen it.
but
I don't remember any of the Patterson. I remember the Penguin though. That's so weird.
And then I thought the Riddler was great.
Who was the Riddler?
What's his face? I don't know Paul Dano.
No.
Because I always just think of I drink your milkshake or whatever. That stupid bullshit.
No, I remember like everybody gave the Penguin like they're like, oh, that sucked. I thought it was good. I thought the Penguin
He did
character
really
was good.
good.
Yeah.
But see, like they were all real characters in a real world. And it wasn't just like of course it makes sense Penguin's there while all these other villains are there because that's how it was in the comics and the continuity.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
I never read the comics, so I couldn't like fact check that. I just like Batman. I always liked the original Batman, and yeah.
Did you like the Adam West one? I'm a huge superhero buff, like huge.
Yeah, man. I thought it was fun. It was like the bing, zoom, zap. I thought it was cool.
It was ridiculous. It was great.
And I mean, of course, like it was in the 70s and stuff. And when I watched it in the 80s, you could tell like, oh, they're just like they made the wall like flat or whatever, so it looks like they're climbing up, but it's just the worst visual effects, you know?
Oh, loved it. I think everything should be slightly tacky. And that's what Joel Schumacher said he thought they wanted for the Batman Returns and Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to sell toys. That's the whole reason why those movies are like have such a tone shift.
I see.
Because they were selling McDonald's toys of Batman Returns, and then the family would take their kids to go see it, and it's like the Penguin bites the guy's nose off, and Michelle Pfeiffer makes out with a guy with a taser, and you're like, oh, this isn't for kids.
No, it's not for kids. I liked it though. It was cool.
What's your all-time favorite movie?
All time?
Yeah.
True Romance.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? It's really good, man. It's like Quentin Tarantino wrote it. It was like one of the first movies that he wrote. I don't know who directed and stuff, but it has like Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, I believe.
Oh shit.
James Gandolfini. I think Brad Pitt's in it. It was all before they all like blew up and stuff. So it was like early 90s, mid 90s.
That means they were extra good.
So it was cool, man. It was a good one. But I could watch that one like almost like I could watch it every day. I don't get bored of that
I'll
one.
have to check it out, or at least look the trailer. What's it about? Like what kind of movie is it?
It's about like somehow it's like a couple that gets together and they're involved in like a mafia. They're not really mafia, but like gangsters and stuff, and they're trying to get the money. I'm not really giving a good thing, but like bad guys are chasing a couple that are falling in love. And
I got it.
Yeah.
Quintessential 90s.
Yeah.
For some reason, all 90s movie, it's got that. I haven't even seen this movie, but I'm assuming it's got that bluish tint to it.
Yeah.
They're in love, but then he fucks up with the wrong guy. But this is his last time doing it, and then he's done, right?
They both have to save each other, like emotionally and physically.
That's every 90s movie. There's money involved. They're being chased by bad guys, but this is their one last time doing it, and then they're done.
Yeah, for sure.
And then at the end, they're free because the bad guys die. Or you die. They don't go to jail in the 90s.
Somehow, this skinny girl beat up these big old burly fucking men. Somehow, and gets away with it.
And her stunt double's just obviously a dude in a wig.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness. So tell me about your monthly show, because you were talking about that on the pod, and I think it's super interesting. The change of format is something I actually have not seen or heard, but I also don't go to that many comedy shows. But as far as seeing the promotions, I've never seen something like that.
So it's called Fantastic Damage. It's a comedy storytelling show. I do it every fourth Friday of the month at the Blind Tiger, which is in the basement of the Magic Time Machine. And I changed up the format on the last one. It's the original way that I wanted to do it, is with me on stage with the second mic and chiming in and like trying to tag up maybe their joke or ask questions about their stories. Because like sometimes when people are telling a story, they know where they're going. They know everything that they already know in the story. So they just assume that everybody on the outside hearing the story for the first time knows everything that's in their surroundings.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just there to ask more questions like, wait, what was that girl doing? And why was that guy naked in the corner? Just shit like that, shit that they don't. Also, just to add funny on top of funny, So, yeah, I do that. And I'm going to do it one more time, December 23rd with this format. If not, I'm just gonna go back. The original format, I guess, was just like introduce people, have them tell a story, and the story's supposed to be like an embarrassing moment from the past, weird, a strange encounter, anything like that. That usually you wouldn't tell, or usually you want to forget, but you're gonna share it now on stage in front of strangers, and hopefully it's funny now. When bad stuff happens later on, it's funny. Like I've told a story about the first time I ever considered killing somebody. Doesn't sound funny in that description, but
Were you 10?
No.
Okay.
It was a road trip thing, and with an ex, and she was complaining the whole time. She wanted me to drug my dog, and it was from driving from Seattle to Texas.
Drug your dog?
Yeah, because my dog, he's not good in cars, and so.
Oh, so not like kill him,
yapping.
just make him go to sleep.
Yeah, but I was like, give him a dog Benadryl and stuff. I had another story. The last story I told about creating an ASMR porno cassette tape, an audio cassette tape, and how my mom found it, and how I had to explain, what's going on with the tape.
How old were you when this happened?
This was my freshman year.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, Laura Croft. It's a crazy game.
And who voiced the girls?
I don't know who voiced the girl, but like.
Oh, you mean like you bought it?
No, it's a video game. But I didn't read the credits in the back, like, who is this person, and go down that rabbit hole. But with the Laura Croft, it sounds so bad. But with the Laura Croft, like when she bends down, she goes, ugh.
Wait, so they use those sound effects to make a porn?
I made those sound effects. I played the game and I made her jump while I was recording. I made her bend down while I was recording. You understand what I'm saying now? And the big. Does it sound crazy? I'm not crazy. I'm not
crazy.
I've been in therapy, but all right.
That doesn't mean that you're not crazy. It means you're working on it.
I am in therapy. I'm currently working on it. We're fine, but the worst part. Best part for me is when you drown her. It's like she's like coming so hard, She's like struggling. Oh man, okay, but it was a sound effects thing, and so you tell stories about like that, something that you're maybe embarrassed about. Like I used to be really embarrassed by it. Like I didn't tell nobody that, and then when I got into comedy, you're supposed to like open up and like share yourself, reveal stuff about you that like you could like poke fun at now, and that was one of the things. And people think it's crazy. People think it's hilarious, and I'm just like, yeah, I that's who I used to be.
I'm not shaming you because I told you my tooth story. So you're good.
Yeah.
What was it? Remember, if you don't want to share too much, be like me, overshare, and people will be like, no, we're good, we're good.
Yeah.
If you talk about all the gross things you do, nobody will ask for anything else.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, I just want to like shout out because he's had to listen to some of the most horrible, rotted things in the world between myself and my guests.
It is crazy. You are a wild one, and I'm surprised you're a sober person.
I know. No, that's what all my friends say. They're like,
how can you be so crazy? Because all the times that I'm crazy, I was like, well, I was so drunk, or I was so this, or I was on this. I've never been sober crazy. You are a sober crazy person, which makes it worse.
Well, see, and that's why I'm scared to go to therapy for them to, like, all the things that I'm successful for, they're going to be like, you need to, like, stop immediately. Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I really want to go to therapy because I got some issues. But then I was like, what if I do? And they're like, once you deal with this trauma, you won't be funny anymore. And I'm like,
I don't know. If you're funny, you're funny. I don't think you could get it taken away from you. I think they could take away your sadness.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm like a deep well.
Nah.
Wait, but it's like the Hulk. I'm always sad.
Yeah. But yeah, therapy's good. I do it.
I want to try it. I want to get into it. We got some things to unpack. They're going to earn that money.
Yeah, dude.
But then I was like, therapy, or I'll just start a podcast.
There you go. Yeah. You see, that's the fun thing about podcasting. That's the fun thing about comedy is that you could like hide it. Under, oh, this is just a podcast. Oh, we're just saying silly stuff. But like, what's weird about like a lot of the jokes that I do, they just sound like set up punch jokes. But there's a meaning behind it. There's a meaning behind everything that I say. Like I have a joke about, like, I don't want to go through all my bits, but like just how like I feel like a tourist here. you know, and it's a joking thing, but at the same time, like I don't feel like this is my home. You know what I mean? Like, anyway. But so I'm just saying, like,
our real home's up there with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
And for $84.99 a month, you too can be saved and bathed in His blood.
Yeah, and I
love you, Tundra.
Yeah, I also joke about like, you know, like I make silly about serious stuff, and some people take it the wrong way. But yeah, man. What was the question?
It's okay. It's fine. I don't remember. I just say stuff and don't remember until I watch it back. Yeah. I learned a very valuable lesson that, for those of you who don't know much about being haha funny, comedy is tragedy plus timing. That is the math equation that equals comedy.
Yeah.
Well, the timing is the important part because don't make a joke about a dead celebrity the day after they die.
Yeah.
Especially if it was tragic. Because I was hosting a show and Bobby Christina, Whitney's daughter, had just died.
Uh-huh.
And every time I would get feedback on the mic at this place, because this is when I was just starting and I was learning how to host, I would get feedback and say, Whitney, shut up. Well, this time it happened.
But see, that's funny.
No, but the day after Bobby Christina died, it happened and I said, that was Whitney Houston. She said Bobby Christina's fine. She's a little wet, but they're going to dry her off and she'll be okay. And the audience got dead silent and I was like, moving on.
But that was funny. That was funny. That deserves a laugh.
But it was the day after. That's why they were like, ooh.
It's current events.
She was still damp.
You got to strike while the iron's hot. That's funny. They died the same way, right?
Yeah.
In the pool.
I think so. I
Because
don't remember.
something about like the drugs that they were on, and they were in like too hot temperature water or something.
I think when Whitney died. No, because it was like a year before Bobby Christina, or was it sooner?
Oh yeah, no, like she was a kid when Whitney died.
Then
and
I must
she
have been.
grew up.
Then I was a kid too. I was younger, like in high school or middle school.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember. It's weird. Celebrities dying. It's very strange.
Yeah, like I joke about Robin Williams, and people don't like it. I was like, it was a long time ago.
Okay,
it's fine, but
it's fine. He was a beloved icon, and now he's just hanging around.
I love. See, that deserved more. Like there's a crowd here.
It's fine. It's the easiest joke to make, though. What was it? Every time I feel sad, I think about going and hanging out with Robin Williams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid.
Dude. See, I like dark. I don't do dark humor, but I do like appreciate
dark humor.
I appreciate it because it's a risk because you're just trying to be funny. You're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, and also these people don't know these people personally. So why are they gonna take it? Like, why are they gonna be offended?
I get it. Like, I think the punchline has to justify fucking with people's childhood heroes or icons.
Maybe.
Like, even I feel like those were a bit much, but at the same time, I'm like, something is funny regardless of whether or not it's like shocking or not. Plus, everybody knows that the funniest part of comedy is laughing at stuff you shouldn't be.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's the basis of what comics do.
It's supposed to be inappropriate enough. You know?
Don't just say hateful things.
Have you ever been emotional over a celebrity's death?
I was Joan Rivers, yeah. I got really sad about that. And Donna Summer, I cried when Donna Summer died because it was our senior trip. Because I loved her music. Joan Rivers, if she had been feeble and old, probably not. And then I was upset about when the voice actress of Ursula, even though she was really old, but in all of Disney continuity, she had been the voice of Ursula for like the TV show, the original movie, the sequel. She voiced her sister, the Kingdom Hearts game. Like, so there had only been her. And then I know I'm going to be upset when Barbara Eden dies because she's still with us.
Who's Barbara Eden?
The original Genie from My Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, she's still alive?
Uh-huh. And her hair looks the same. And she's got like her face is still tight without having work done, but she just looks wrinkled. Oh, okay. Like, I'll show you. Like, for her age, she looks good. She's in her, I think, 80s or 90s.
80s has to be, yeah.
Yeah, but she still looks good for her age. Like, bitch.
Yeah.
Have you gotten upset about a celebrity passing?
Musician, yeah. When they shot Dimebag at a concert, he used to be he was the guitar player for Pantera, and then they were on tour with Damage Plan, in Ohio, and somebody broke in the back or something and shot him while they were on stage.
See, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was very tragic, and it was just like, and again, I didn't know them personally. I just knew their music.
But you're a fan.
I grew up on their music pretty much, and so like, it was very weird. I felt very weird for being emotional about it, but I got emotional about that one.
See, and like, even about anyone I've listened, and I'm sure you with him, if you write the joke correctly, we're gonna laugh at it, even though it's so personal to us.
Yeah.
But if you just say something that's not as like, that's just like, they're dead.
No, yeah. You have to put work into it. If you don't,
Yeah.
if you're not gonna put effort into it, like don't do it. Like then you're just gonna come off like an asshole.
I'm thankful that all the comics I hang out with or have seen are good.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, I think there's maybe been one or two that I didn't necessarily. The audience laughed, and I understand why they laughed, but it wasn't necessarily to my taste.
Yeah.
But like most of the people who I hang out with or I like, I really love. They really make me chuckle.
Yeah.
Like I've not seen you do stand up, but like just seeing your interviews and getting to do podcasts with you, you're really funny. And you've waited your whole life for a clown to tell you that you're funny. But
Yeah,
no, like I think you're really. I like how your brain works.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. It's slow sometimes, but sometimes it gets there. But yeah, do you have any friends in comedy that you would tell them that they're not funny?
Tundra. No, all the time.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a, it's because I am her drag mom. I know where she wants to go. It's more of like if she says this XYZ, I'm like, well, this isn't funny because this, and this.
Yeah.
And you could easily change it by changing this, and switching this around.
Yeah.
And then it works. Or I'll just certain moments. But we have different taste levels.
Yeah. Like I would never tell anybody. Like there's people that I respect and that I consider friends that I wouldn't like say like, oh, this isn't funny because of this, that, or the other. They just have a different sense of humor than I do, you know. So just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for anybody.
And it's only just like I know the audience is gonna look at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because she, for a while, sometimes her go-to is inside jokes.
Yeah.
But that's not funny to a mass crowd. They're not going to get it.
Correct.
Like, she'll be cracking. And so it's stuff like that. I'm like, oh, well, that's not necessarily. But she'll tell me the same shit like, oh, your things are off. Or, I didn't really get that one.
Yeah.
So and just like, I don't know. It's, we really work on bettering ourselves when we can. And if asked. Like, what do you think of this? And we have the rule, just all my friends, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Exactly.
So if a comic was to ask me what I think, honestly, and I knew them, I would say, let me see it written out, or do it for me, and then we can go from there.
Yeah. No, I hate when people ask me about, oh, what'd you think of this? What did you think of my set? What'd you think of this? I was like, man, I like you, you know? I think you're cool, you know?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Does this dress make me look fat? Okay, if he says yes, then you're going to be very upset. But you would know. And if he says no and he's lying, everyone else is going to look at you suspiciously. So like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And the same way, I don't ask anybody like, oh, do you like this? Do you like that? Do you like this about my joke? Or what do you think about that? I don't ask because I don't want the truth. I'll let the audience tell me if it's funny or not. You know, I'm not going to like ask anybody else like to validate me.
Questions like, was it okay?
Yeah.
I don't ask, what did you think of this joke at and how I said this? It's more of like was it okay?
Yeah.
And if they could be like, oh, it needed a little work, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, okay, so what do you think needed? Like, let's get specific. We're like, yeah, it was good. Then I'm like, okay, we'll move on.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. We're good. Because I'm incredibly insecure about doing stuff. Even if the audience laughs, I'm still like, are they laughing because they're because of I said it in a funny voice?
Yes.
Or are they laughing because it was actually clever and something they should be laughing at?
Yeah. It's always weird. Like, do you do like meet and greets after your performance, or do you do hangout sessions or whatever you would call them after your performance?
Depends. Some at comedy shows, yes, because then I'm just there vibing.
Okay.
But and hang out with everybody. At drag shows, I mean, kind of. Usually we're so tired by the end of the show. Like, I have a show this weekend in San Marcos. If you're watching this, it's over. Sorry, I already performed my last show of the year at San Marcos. Love you. I'll be back next year. But no, I'm so tired at San Marcos because the energy is always so good.
Yeah.
And the dressing room's at the back of the stage, and then you got to run up to the front. And if I'm hosting, I have maybe 4 minutes to change, because I have to do it during someone's number and then running back and forth and then just being on the whole time. And it's up some stairs. So I got to run up some stairs. And
when you change, you said like change makeup?
No,
dress?
just my costuming. When I'm hosting, I usually do like a simple bun, something I can throw a hat on, or like maybe a wig. But because I'm changing while one person's performing, and I have to still be in charge. There's nobody I can give the mic to and be like, hey, do this real quick.
Yeah.
So I run up, change my costume, maybe my shoes, and that's pretty much it. And then run back up there and then bring them off and then bring myself on. And so usually after doing all of that, because we just do 2 numbers, I'm just so exhausted. I just vibe on the couch.
Uh-huh.
But like at Pegasus, it depends. If I like last weekend, we did the show. We finished with production. I got paid, packed up, and left because I had to go do stuff. But I think like sometime in the future, if they book me and I have nothing else to do the next day, or that was my only gig of the day, then then we'll go watch and my friends will get drunk and we'll hang out and see everyone.
Yeah. I sometimes I like to hang out after a show, like, because usually when you get off stage, you have your friends on the side stage, and they're like, "Oh, good job, good set, all this stuff," and like sometimes they want us to go and stand outside or stand, as the people are exiting and
Everybody
stuff.
take a picture as half the people are trying to leave.
Yeah, I'm just there like standing aside, like I feel like I'm like a dog at a shelter trying to like take me home, like at least pet me and stuff. And then when they come and say like, "Oh, you were funny," I was like, "Thank you."
See?
Thank you.
Same. Do you do the thing
It
where
means so much to me when strangers say like, "Man, you were fucking hilarious." I'm just like, yes, that's all I wanted.
You know what I don't like? When someone comes up after and goes, "Well, I liked it." I don't like that. I sang in drag live once.
Yeah.
And it was to Don't Rain on My Parade by Barbara Streisand, and I couldn't hear myself.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, I don't know how that went. Afterwards, somebody goes, well, I liked it. And I never sang live again.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not doing that.
But it's a different thing, like, because like comics are supposed to be tough to other comics, it's fun like that. So like sometimes I'll get off stage and people go like, "Oh, nice try out there,"
Okay.
and it's like, oh, that makes me laugh.
Oh, that's different. If you are a comic, then or an entertainer, that's different. But if you're an audience member that goes, well, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
like,
I see
oh,
that.
God.
Yeah. I've never
had that happen in a show like that, just the singing thing.
I had a couple of people get pissed off about a joke, and but other than that, like I haven't really got people like afterwards saying like, "Oh, that was horrible," you shouldn't make jokes, but a couple times, but for the most part, that's usually like, "Oh, that was funny." So yeah, I enjoy that. I'm a sucker for validation.
Same.
Yeah.
It's nice because we are the first people. I feel like we have the same mindsets of we'll know everything that went wrong. You do the same thing I do, or at least you were talking about it in the podcast where you can't always, like, your brain works faster than your mouth.
Yes.
And so, like,
it's so embarrassing. I'm embarrassed about my mumble. I stutter.
Or you say something that wasn't what you meant.
Yeah.
And, like, because I'll do it where I'll say something on here and I'll watch it back and I'm like, I didn't say what I meant.
Yes.
That means something else.
Yes.
I'm very upset.
Yes. I mean, but that's just part of my character. That's part of who I am. Like I joke about like my speech impediment, and I use wrong words at the wrong place. I should say "and" instead of "the" or something like that. And it sucks when on podcasts because we're recording ourselves, we're recording everything we say, and then we got to go back and edit it, and you're just like, fuck, I sound like an idiot.
Lately with editing, I put the filter on, sync the audio, and then I do the genie blink in the second draft, and add the intro and outro, and that's it. I don't watch it until it comes out.
I'm the same way. I don't watch my podcast. I start it, I end it, and I mean sometimes I have to go back and like edit something, but I already have a pre-plan about I got to take that out. I know I got to take that.
Well,
but
see,
for the most part, I don't. It's hard to.
Even with this one, I'm gonna keep the dark stuff in just because I said it, but like it's not. That's how my brain works. But those aren't the kind of jokes I say on stage because I feel like you can be edgy without jumping over the edge and just being fucked up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think there's only been once or twice where, like, the Natasha episode, there was some stuff I cut out just for both of our sakes.
Yeah.
That I still think is very funny, but it might offend some people, and it's not. I don't want to create a space where you might feel uncomfortable because you do have to. The audience is paying you. They're your boss.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, don't be like, I'm gonna say all this horrible racist shit because this is what I feel like. And but the audience is paying you.
Yeah.
You have to make them happy.
At at this level, at our level, I feel like we're equal level to as far as like art and performing and all that stuff. Like the risk versus reward is so low. I mean, like the reward versus the risk is so high, because like we still have to keep our day jobs. We still have to like, we can't like piss anybody off. As far as like a celebrity could like go like Kanye and all that stuff could go off and say like all this stuff, but they're still gonna wake up rich tomorrow.
Oh no, yeah, but that's also why it's like. And it's not to say all comics should be sanitized. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just no. There's some people who say racist things under the guise of it being funny.
Yeah.
And it's very alienating, or sexist things.
Yeah.
It can be very alienating. And if you can make the punchline outweigh the fact of the horrible thing that you were using to make a joke, then go for it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who can make who say the most horrible, awful things, and it's fucking hilarious, and the entire audience is laughing. With maybe one or two people got upset, but if you say something and the whole audience gets kind of quiet, oh, that punchline better be worth it, bitch.
And that's also part of the game too. Like, the whole room shouldn't like you. They should either love you or hate you. If they're indifferent, you're not doing your job.
That part,
So sometimes you want to take a risk, and also if you're up there riffing and stuff, you don't know what's funny until the audience laughs.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to you still have to take risks sometimes. Prepare and be ready to do your jokes, do the stuff that you know that works and stuff. But don't be afraid to riff just because you're afraid of the possibilities of offending somebody.
Oh yeah, just play around with people.
Yeah.
And at my shows when I host, I tell the roll call, because every drag queen does roll call. If you're gay, make some noise. If you're straight, and then we have a bunch of jokes to go there. And there's different routes where I say the same things almost every show, because then I can get a gauge. Okay, they laughed at that one, and they didn't laugh at this one.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be this kind of audience. So I can get away with this, but I can't get away with that. And that's how it's like my litmus test for every audience. So I can get a vibe real quick. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They don't like fucked up humor. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
They
that's
like
good.
the grosser it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Some shows are like that, where they just want dirty stuff, and some shows you could tell oh, they're gonna get burned out of cuss words really fast.
Yeah.
So that's a skill in itself too, to be able to read the room and understand this is how I got to adjust,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's weird too. I do comedy. I've been doing comedy for almost 5 years and stuff, but I still keep it a secret. A lot of people in my job don't know that I do comedy, because I'm not really all that friendly with people. I go to when I have to go to the office, I just go to my desk, I do my work, and then I'm out of there.
Okay.
I have a couple friends that know that I do comedy. We're on Facebook, whatever. But and I bring this up because it's whatever. But so my boss had overheard a friend of mine that knows that I do comedy. He said how are the shows going? And my boss heard that, and she's like, shows? What shows? And I didn't want her to admit that I do comedy. So just out of whatever reason, just because I had just met you and you were we hadn't started working together, but I was yeah, I do drag on the weekends. And I was so now my boss, my friend knew that I was joking, because he knew I do comedy. He was but my boss,
Bitch.
was oh, that sounds fun. I know a couple of drag people, and that sounds like fun. And I was why did I say that?
You're a monster. You've only worn makeup once, to my knowledge, and it was when I did it, and that was frightening.
Yeah, I'm surprised I did that, man. I don't like makeup. I don't.
Oh,
I feel,
and that was the light version.
Yeah.
If I would have done it properly, y'all would have hated me.
Yeah.
Because the makeup that they use is so thick and so covered. You could still kind of see through. It looked good on camera.
Yeah.
I watched most of the episode. I didn't watch all of it because I was here for it.
Horrible. I mean, what you saw. I mean, y'all were fucking laughing your ass off over there, but it was just
Well, my toxic trait is when I'm very uncomfortable, I can't help but laugh.
No, man, that's fucking great.
But y'all were so fucked up. It was great.
So fucked
Oh my
up.
God. Maybe if I get to 1 million subscribers, I'll do a drunk episode. It's going to be 5 minutes. If I get to 1 million subscribers, but we're just drinking Fireball.
Oh, so you're not sober because
No, not because it's I hate the taste of alcohol. I really don't like the taste of alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I love lemon drops because they taste like the candy, and I like Fireball because it's like a warm hug.
So you can drink, or you would
just
drink,
choose
you
not
just
to.
don't drink.
Yeah, I don't like the taste.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of I have to be in control at all times because I'm scared of letting my mind wander.
That's so weird. Everybody thinks that, I think everybody thinks that. If somebody says oh, I don't drink no more, oh, what happened?
No, everyone says it. And I'm no, I'm baby, I don't eat vegetables and I'm very picky as an eater. I just don't like the taste. It's so gross.
Nobody likes the taste. We like the feeling.
No, exactly. And I've been drunk twice. And the first time I accidentally got drunk because it was a double Fireball shot and I didn't realize. Because once again, and you're how could you not know?
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't know what the size of things are. They're just do it and I'll down it and we're good. But
You're
I
not
had
a size queen? All right.
Okay. Well, that's different. What was it? It was 1 a.m. and I hadn't eaten since noon.
Mm-hmm.
So that hit me. And basically, I had no filter. I just was saying exactly what I thought, which wasn't fun. And then the second time, it was my friend's birthday, and we were in the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock. And since we were staying there, I was like, okay, let me try it. So I mixed vanilla vodka with Coke and drank it till you couldn't taste the vodka anymore. And then I just got a cute little buzz, ate some pizza, had some fun, made my friends laugh, and went to bed.
Nice.
And woke up fine. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't have the desire to be that messy. Plus, I'm so big. Who's going to carry me anywhere? Like with my friends, I can most of the time pick them up. Or like Natasha, she's a sustainable drunk.
Yeah. My wife has no problem just leaving me wherever I fall.
Okay.
I've woken up on the bathroom floor, in the kitchen, and I've woken up in like, because we live in an apartment, I've woken up in the common area outside in the hallway. I was like, you just got to leave me here? She's like, what was I supposed to do? You know, I can't carry you. You won't wake up and stuff. Anyway.
The first time I went to my friend Joey's house to hang out, and he's going to kill me for telling this story, but it's hilarious. We were watching movies, and he was just drinking because he was off the next day. Because, you know, just like a casual drinker, but he got drunk. And so he went to the kitchen to make a sandwich. And, like, I was my first time at his house, so I wasn't going to be rude because he lived with family. I wasn't going to be rude and go, like, wow, he's taking forever. But finally, 45 minutes had passed, and I went to the kitchen because well, maybe he left, maybe something happened. He was asleep on the floor with the sandwich on the counter. He fell asleep on the floor. Yeah. He said, I'm going to take a nap. And I went, it was like, what the fuck? And I didn't wake him up. I took a picture and went back to his room.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then he eventually got up. He's like, how long was I down? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, I've had blackout moments so many times. I'm surprised I'm still alive, you know.
Lord.
Yeah. You know how many times I've drank and drove? He's going to
do it right now. Could you imagine?
I don't do it anymore. I really don't. I don't. I'm so grateful that there's Lyft and Ubers. We Lyft and Uber
honestly,
everywhere.
that's so smart.
Yeah.
What was it? One of my friends uses Coke as the sobering up thing, so it gets blackout drunk. And then, okay, we're just going to do a quick little bump and I'll be sober enough to drive home.
I've never tried that before.
Yeah. I have never seen somebody on Coke and been like, that looks like fun. Like, there's not been enough of a change for me to be like, that looks like something I would like to try. And that's how it is with, like, most drugs. I'm like, that doesn't look fun.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure it feels
could be
good,
fun.
but it just doesn't look like,
yeah.
I don't know. If you can't physically tell that somebody's having fun or, like, enjoying themselves.
But it's so weird, like, how, like, you're sober and you're like, oh, I'm having so much fun. I was like, man, I don't have fun sober anytime.
Well, because I create my own happiness. Because when you have severe depression, it's the little things that count. So I'm like, stuff like that. I was like, that's why I don't need alcohol. I don't need any more depressants.
Yeah, no,
we're good.
I respect that.
But it's more. It really is like a. Cause have you ever? Do you have depression?
I was on antidepressants for a while, but it was just negative effects.
See, and like, so I self-treat just without medication or like any kind of medication. I don't do any of that. It's more of like I've gotten to the point where I can kind of tell when I'm going to go into it, which doesn't help as much as you would think. But then it's like I trained myself. So like, okay, I see blue. I'm going to make myself physically smile. I see something pink. I'm going to physically smile. It is kind of, it's very much like it's overcast and cloudy. My favorite kind where you don't have to squint and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If it's the weather I like, I'm going to smile. A song came on that I like at the thing, and it's really like training yourself to fake it till you make it.
That's so funny. Devin Benish was on here and she mentioned Neil Brennan. Have you looked into his special?
No, not yet.
So anyway, on Neil Brennan's special, he has it's not a watch, but it looks like a watch, and all it does is give him shocks to remind him to smile.
Aw.
So like, yeah, he has to like train himself it's been a while since you smiled, so.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, that's so fucking
But
wild.
it's not like it's not to smile to be happy to people. It's because if you're smiling, it does. What is it? It does something to your brain.
Yeah, it
you.
could convince your brain that you're happy. You have to be happy because your face says so.
Not like a quick fix. And I have fully done shows where I call it drag on autopilot.
Yeah.
Where I have had such an combined with depression, I have severe anxiety. Real fun.
Yeah.
I've had such severe anxiety attacks that have affected me for like weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And so my way of I go into show mode, I do my makeup, and I'm still panicked. And then the second I get on stage, I black out, do what I'm going to do. Even when I'm hosting, I go to all the go-tos and do what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Play around. And then the second I'm off stage, it goes back into panic mode.
I've had that once. I was doing a show in Houston, and I had a really bad back at the time, like so bad, like it was like hard to walk from place to place.
Ooh.
And I was getting scared because like they were about to call me up on stage, and as soon as they called me up, pain was gone.
And then the second you got done,
Yes, the second I got off stage, well, not the second. It took me a while. I started like adrenaline going, but like within 5 minutes after I got off stage, I was like,
Oh, when my knee was fucked up, I had to think of different ways of how I did drag.
Yeah.
It was called jumper's knee.
Yeah.
Where it was literally just swollen and fucked up. And it was my first time going to the ER since the 90s. And which they were like, what do you do when you get sick? I'm like, well, we have a 3-day rule. If what we take doesn't get better in 3 days, we'll go to a clinic. But I just try not to get hurt. But no, so and all that. The only way to treat it was ibuprofen and rest.
yeah.
And
Rest? Yeah, you got to rest
but
it.
I can't rest.
Yeah.
I work overnight doing physical stuff like
Yeah,
stalking.
we've talked about your schedule, man. It's so crazy.
I'm gonna go to work right now.
Yeah.
And then in the show, and you saw it if you watched the vlog. And this is not, once again, the vlog is not like it's not how every weekend's gonna be, but it has pretty much been how it's been the past month. Particularly the first.
Yeah.
But I just had to rethink of how I did things because I couldn't bend over to put my tights on.
Yeah.
Which is most of my body. So long dresses, I couldn't wear certain heels. It was scary. It was so scary. It really caused me and it
That's
wasn't
crazy,
like
dude.
well, I'll get on stage and black out and I'll be able to find. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I took a bunch of ibuprofen and it managed it. I had my knee compression on under my tights when I could put them on, which I had to have help putting my tights on. Couldn't zip my shoe because I couldn't lift it up. And I was like, okay. As it was getting better, I was like, I think I can spin. And I went to go do it because I'm not really I don't do many tricks. I don't flip. I can kind of do the drops. I used to be better before COVID. I don't do splits. That's not me. But I can spin without getting dizzy. So I went to go do it. And my knee locked up. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Did you wipe out?
No.
No?
No.
You just caught yourself?
I'll show you in the hallway after, too. No, it's fine. Trust. I can. But it's like that's my thing of movement because it's fun. And my sisters... my sisters are Georges, who was on Drag Race on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Natasha, and then our other sister, Kindla. And we all had a meeting one day about who got to do what move because they all are very athletic and do splits and flits and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And so they talk, well, you do this one and you do this one and you're more better at this one, do this one. And that's why I would do gown stuff or spins because it's the one thing I can do.
Yeah.
So we all delegated the moves because when we would do shows together, it wouldn't be the same. But oh my goodness, what events do you have coming up?
I don't know. When is this coming out again? I get just
not this week, but the week after next.
Fantastic Damage, December 23rd at the Blind Tiger Comedy Club. Come check that one out. And then Twitter and Instagram at your homie Pat, babacocore.com. Oh, I wanted to ask you though, because that drag thing I told my boss for whatever reason, I've been working that out on stage. What do you think of this as a drag name? Carpe Guisada.
You're wild.
All right.
Because there's a queen named Connie Gasada.
Connie. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Because it's like Carpe Diem and then Connie Guisada, but Carpe Guisada. I don't know.
You tried.
I tried.
What else was it? Yeah, there's Connie Gasada. Who else? There's another one who has a name like that. There's somebody named Duvalin. Drag names are my favorite in the world.
Yeah.
Natasha's name used to be Natasha Bindenfield.
Yeah.
Instead of Beddingfield.
Do you know? I don't know. This was a while back, but I dated somebody that had a drag friend that called Sidonia Face.
I don't know that one. In Alaska, there was this queen named Ivana Kishikok, and then I know, no offense, Louisiana Purchase and her husband Bohemian Rhapsody and their drag daughter Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
There's someone in Austin named Noodles.
Yeah.
I love it. Drag names are my favorite in
Have
the
they
world.
gotten shit for using that Chick-fil-A?
No.
That's fucking hilarious.
Because it's taking something that it's fucking with it.
Yeah, but like because Chick-fil-A is Chick-fil-A and all that stuff, and they're making it part of yours world.
But I think she spells it differently, so it's like a.
That's
Yeah,
smart. That's
I
smart.
think.
It only sounds like it doesn't look like, but it sounds.
Yeah,
like
I mean
Chick-fil-A.
it's not like she's trying to sell chicken sandwiches under that
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
It's wild. I'm trying to think of any other good ones that I can know of. I'm thinking about it. The Zesty Italian. She named herself after dressing. Oh my God. Why is my brain not working? Anyway, I love it.
Yeah.
I think, let's see if I can come up with a drag name for you before the timer goes crazy like it already has. Oh my God. Let's see. Well, and there's a queen named Patio Furniture.
Patio furniture.
Yeah,
See,
patio-
that's not sexy. I need something like funny and sexy.
Oh, you just want everything.
like me.
Okay, work, dish.
Nah, but I was like, oh, carpe guisada. That's funny, but I guess not.
It's got a lot of ideas. And once again, he asked. I would, if he didn't ask, I'd be like, "That's great! I loved it. Wonderful."
Yeah.
Where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram at your homie Pat, BabaCoCore.com, and yeah, check out Pat of the Hell and Duderman Homie Bro on YouTube
Yes,
and Spotify
yes,
and all that
yes.
stuff.
Actually, let me show you his studio. It might be a difference. You can follow him here. See, ta-da! You can see his normal studio. It's great. Also, comics next year. If you need a podcast, message him. His rates are great. But next year, and we're going to work in the schedule. And listen, motherfucker, I got priority, motherfucker. Okay, trust. Just letting you know, as well as the other ones. But oh my God, it's been so lovely interviewing
This
you.
was fun, man. Thanks
It's
for
nice
doing this.
not just being behind the camera.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. It's wild. And we didn't talk about dicks a whole lot this time. You're
Not
the
a
one that
whole
brought
lot.
him up.
Not a whole lot.
I don't think you said any. Well, no, you did say something ridiculous. I'm so happy. You can follow me on Instagram at the Bubble Babe and on TikTok at the Bubble Babe or Bubble Babe 69. I can't really remember. If you did not like anything I say, please send me a hate comment on Venmo for a donation of $20 or more at the Bubble Babe 69. 69, so you know I'm down for a good time. And remember also, when we get to 500 subscribers, we're almost at 100. I'm very excited. But when we get to 500, Diablo, if she's still alive, and I will be doing the hot wings challenge with the hot one sauces, some bullshit. Basically, you get to see two queens break down eating spicy food.
Do you like spicy food already?
I love spicy food.
Oh, well, that's not a challenge. You need spicy. The top,
no, I just
top,
don't
top.
like they will be boneless wings. I'm just letting y'all know right now. I don't give a fuck about them being chicken nuggets.
Nah, it's all about the sauce.
I'm a grown adult and I want. Well, see, my favorite is I like Plucker's spicy garlic parm because it. But I feel like buffalo sauce tastes like vinegar and it's trash.
I like vinegar.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I adore you so much. I think 2 more episodes and then it's our season, or 1 more episode and then it's our season finale until February, and I'm so excited. Unless he's like, well, that was a wrap and you're fired. But I'm very, very, very happy and thankful for y'all watching. But goodbye, my darlings.